Good morning.
Howdy.
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready to kick this thing off, guys. We're actually in this week on a positive note. Friday, we still have one more day of production, and leaderboard is up, and we do not have a single person who's not already in the green. Except for the test stuff that we have going on with the Cactus websites. Everything, everybody sitting in the green. Kerry, Dominic, Eric, Leah, all steadily in the green, still have more points to gather. Myself, I don't know. Rick, I had a bang up week for some reason. I'm in the green. Uh, we've got Adam and, well, Larry, who's on vacation. We're giving him that one. Michael and Ravonda, all in the green out there in the North office. So great looking day.
I wanted to note there, Scott, I was pleased to note that if you look at Larry's numbers, the one that you see on vacation down there,
Yes.
his total amount of points are down at the bottom also, which means that he scheduled all of his appointments out of his vacation week into the next week, so he didn't have a lot of things hanging there, which I think is really important to note, so that you can see from this report, actually, there's a variety of things here that the management can look at, and that's one of them. If they've got a lot of points on that top line there and nothing up there, then that means that they have either not gotten to it or they've misscheduled their week. So I think that's really looking quite good.
Yeah. And you do notice the slight bit of activity. That's because he went ahead and closed the deal while he was on vacation on Monday, and his manager entered it for him. So.
I hate that.
Now,
we're going to take it.
Since he was at Disney World, can we assume that's a Mickey Mouse deal?
I think we're okay on that. I think we're okay. Let's go ahead and move on over to the uncleared activity report. And I wish I had something to report, guys, but everybody on the team cleared their calendars. So I think this is how the report should look. Nobody did not clear their calendars.
Must have known we were going to record this program.
Don't be that guy.
All right, what's next?
Looking awfully good.
It's actually nice to see. We've seen it the last couple of days with folks really taking the calendar seriously and it's not having anything show up on their report.
Right. I'd like to note, Scott, excuse me, that all of us are in different places. We meet each morning at 5:50 in the morning to do what we call this our asset management meeting, where we go through a series of reports, look at it before everybody gets in. And this really, from anywhere in the world that we happen to be, we can look in and see how each and every salesperson is doing, if there are any attaboys to be passed out or any issues or challenges that we should be looking at. And this gives us a really broad look and then a very specific look at everything that's going on in our sales force.
Yes, sir. Well, here's the holistic view of the week, gentlemen, and I'm proud to say once again we are going to end up the week over 100,000. This will be our 9th straight week over 50,000 in sales, and every single rep in the company is on the board at this point in time, including Mr. Toonforce, who's on vacation. Rick, one of the things that you guys continually draw to, and it seems that we're slightly high this week, and I'm probably, because of the agency business, the reason we're a little high. But not only are we at 88,431, our closing ratio, which we continually track, is at 43.48% on our percentage of closes, and we're at about 46% of our total asks. We have had a tough week as far as sales missed. We've had 101,541, but we're clearing a little bit better than our normal average when we're hitting 88,000 in total sales. Today we still do have a total of another $100,000 being asked for, guys. I fully believe we're going to pull this week off if we take a look at getting a third of that 100,000 and pulling 30,000 in, which I'll go over each rep individually in just a moment. We're going to be at about $128,000 this, excuse me, $118,000 this week. Math doesn't always work early. Anything that you want to go over on this, Rick? Anything else?
Yeah, I think just go across one of the lines there and each of the columns and tell them what we're looking at, so that anybody that does this asset management meeting like we do can kind of get an idea of what we look for.
Sure. Let's go with Eric. He's got the most that's being pitched today. I'll actually be traveling with Eric down to Parker this morning. He's got 20,000 left in brand new asks. That means pitches that have not previously been asked for. He's going after 20,188. Sales pending, the 4,788 in sales pending is money that he has previously asked for in the past, and we're going back to ask for a second, third, or fourth. It's our follow-up closings. The 11,188, those are dollars that he's gone out and asked for that did not translate into a signed contract as of yet. This week, it may fall into this week, it may fall into today, it may fall into next week. But those are sales that he did not get a signature on. Sold, Eric has $3,200 sold right now. That's contracts in hand. Cancels would be anything that we've had somebody call up and decide to pull out of their advertising campaign, promotion, anything else is actually reported in the cancellations. So that's the difference between the sold, cancels, and the net. So Eric's net is identical to his sold. His dollar ratio, he's gotten 22% of what he's set out to get, and his closing ratio is 25%. So that obviously tells us he's closed 1 out of 4 this week. The number that we're generally looking for is 1 out of 3.
If you take a look at Carrie, you can see that she more than likely followed the system perfectly this week.
She is identical with regards to the closing ratio. She is 1 out of 3 sales made. She has 4,500 net, and she still has a big week of about 40,000 being asked for, with one of the major contracts being a major realtor in town that we're trying to nail down, that I do believe we'll get the signature on this afternoon.
I think one of the things that we need to make here is that we focus on almost everything based on how many CNAs that we do. We have an obligation as a company to make, on average, 3 CNAs per salesperson, per sales manager, per general manager, and we all suffer if we don't make it. We get a deduct out of our paycheck for $33 for every one that we fall below the threshold, because we know from experience in thousands and thousands of calls and CNAs that we close on average a third. So if you want to make 3 sales, you need to make 9 CNAs, and it works magically throughout the system, and has for years now, over thousands of these calls. So that's what we're looking for. In the case of Eric is hitting at 25%. Now that's a short look at what he's doing. It is not necessarily indicative of what he does overall, but it is a red flag. We look at it. When we see those red flags, we dig a little deeper. We go in and look and see if he had a problem, if he had a manager with him on all of his closing calls, which we try to accomplish. And there's no magic to it really, but it seems like it, because they'll hit 33% on average across the board. So those are just red flags that we're looking at in these asset management meetings.
Well, to move on to your next point, Rick, this is where we go ahead and take a look at where we are for the week regarding our CNAs and our cold calls. These are the cold call columns. We do measure these because we realize it can take upwards of 9 cold calls to get those 3 CNAs scheduled. But generally, what we see in our organization is a rule of 3. You get 9 cold calls, 3 of them turn into CNAs. 3 CNAs completed turn into 3 closing calls. 3 closing calls turns into 1 signed. So this week we've actually got a very good number of cold calls that have been done. We're sitting at about 61. We still have 16 that are left to be completed today. CNAs, I'm feeling very comfortable about hitting the number this week. We're at 19 already, and we've still got 2 more left. Even with Larry not here, we're gonna pull out our number of 21. Presentations. These are when we are working on putting together the presentation for the closing. This is after we've gone out, completed the CNA. We put together the copy. We put together the contract. We have one of our individuals put together for us the actual physical presentation that we go out and present to the customer, which includes the ROI, competitive information, things of that nature. We still have 19 presentations being worked on, and as a matter of fact, if you take a look on Saturday's calendar, Rick, you'll see presentations being worked on Saturday as well. Closings left. We still have 11 closing calls left. We have 8 follow-ups left.
Excuse me, amazing. Sales made on Saturday. What a concept. I love that. By the way, I might add, for anybody that's watching this, these numbers are based on, we're in a very small market. These numbers are based on basically $10 rates. So you're looking at some pretty big numbers based on low rates like that. So these are pretty good numbers. I'm very happy today.
Which makes me happy. Oh, yeah. Chris is just smiling. I know I'm going to work with a whole butt. You know, there's plenty of times I lose half of it before I get there.
Well, at least you get that over with early in the day, Scott.
What I'd like to move on to next, gentlemen, is talking about each rep and where they are for the week. The way that we do this is under the detail from the Salesforce activity report. I pull this up by the day. Today being Friday, this tells us what everybody has to do and what they've got left. We're going to start at the top of the list here with Carrie Pizzoni. She's one of our reps in our South office in Havasu. And the big things that we're looking for is we're looking for the CNAs. Every appointment type is important, but we're looking for the money-making activities. And we're noticing here that Carrie has a 1, 2, 3 follow-ups that she has to do today. Closing with Bonworth. She'll be talking about this with me this morning. This is a very, very, very small deal, but Carrie is putting it together. It's a non-annual. We're trying to get $400 out of them. It is a national account, but the dollars are placed locally by each individual manager. And this is a woman's clothing store. I guess it's a full-figured woman's clothing store out at the mall. And it'd be a real feather in our cap to be able to get a national account locally with some local dollars coming out of them. Carrie, it's low confidence right now because the manager of the store has been fighting an illness. She believes she will eventually get it sold, but because the manager has been in and out, she's got it listed at 25% instead of a higher ratio. Keller Williams, this is one we've been working for quite a while. This is one of our longer sales cycles. This has been going on for close to 3 months. We will be signing this today. Carrie has to give a call over there to make sure that Dustin Runyon is in. He's got the revised contract in his hand, and he's taken this before his board of Keller Williams. We do believe, as does Dustin, that we will have the okay today. He asked that it's a phone call before Carrie comes over. Luckily, they're right across the street from us, so if Dustin's there and says come over, she can walk over with pen and paper and get this thing done. Sandcastle Pools. This is
excuse me, back on that call there. There's
yes,
several things that can be done on that, and I don't want to bore our viewers totally with this, but we go through every one of these. But on there, she can request a manager to join her on that.
Yes, which is me.
And so when she clicks that, the system automatically puts it on your calendar also.
Yes, it does, and it does two things for me, Rick. It invites me to it, but it also prompts me as I'm going through my own calendar this morning as well to talk with Gary about this and make sure that I have all the facts, to make sure that anything that I needed to give her with regards to this closing is also there. So it is a dual edge.
Can you
Good.
just pop the history for a second? No, move all the way up. Okay, I just didn't know if there was anything after that last meeting. That's all I wanted to see.
Nope. Next one is today. Anyways, we're going after a dual proposal here. We're putting them on a lunchtime buy along with the Sizzling Summer promotion. So hopefully we'll be able to get these guys hammered out. Spanky's RV and Marine. This is one that I definitely needed to go in and see. I had originally put them on the air with us about 5 years ago, and unfortunately, over time, their contracts have dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. So we're going to go back out. We're going to try and get them going here with the Sizzling Summer. We're going to work on a weekend package with regards to the summer visitors, and hopefully get Spanky's jumping back up on board. They're also in Parker. The Lake Havasu Ice Cream Shop, he's going in. That's later in the day. This is over at the Chevron station that we used to have a relationship and a trade relationship with. It is under new ownership. They are willing to take a look at what's going on with the Sizzling Summer. As a matter of fact, they had found out from another business that we were doing the jet ski giveaway and asked us to come in and talk to them. The reason why you're also seeing a CNA there is because even though we're talking to them about the Sizzling Summer, the CNA wasn't completed. This was one of those call-ins that actually precipitated a sale, but we'll also do the CNA while we're there. Now, pending actions, we're notified for several different reasons. We're notified if there is a appointment that is not completed. We're notified if there is a sale that has been scheduled that has a low percentage of opportunity. That's based on the rep's feeling. I know you hate that word, Rick. Chris, I don't want you to throw up as I use it. But that's based on the rep's feelings. And then we also have if there's been any incomplete appointments, things of that nature. And we'll take a look through there and see if there's anything glaring this morning. The Doctor Drive, we know that that's a low confidence. We know that the reason that that's showing up is because I added a note to it. So as soon as I add a note to it, it made me also a part of the closing, so it notifies me. Bone Daddy is a low confidence. Havasu Tsunami. Here's one that would catch our eye. Havasu Balloon Festival. Incomplete appointment. Now, the reason why it's an incomplete appointment is it's actually sitting in the prospect list. And so somebody will go in and grab this in the first quarter of next year to do a, let's see, view history, to do an appointment. This is a once-a-year event, and it's actually only a trade with us. I had the reps remove this from their list, but it still tells me if there's anything important that we need to go and do. And right now, it's touch base quarterly with Balloon Fest regarding storing next year. So it's not on Carrie's list. She's not going to go after it. This actually needs to be moved to Dominic, who is responsible for anything with regards to promotions. So we're going to transfer this, since it's sitting over in the Golden Bucket or the prospect list, to Dominic Dragon.
Biggest problem with these morning meetings, they're so early, there's nobody to bring me coffee. This useless cat. If I could teach him to make me coffee. Wake up.
Need to do anything of it.
And now that's been transferred out of the prospect list over onto Dominic's list.
By the way, I got a notice on my phone a second ago, Scott. It says that you only give bone daddies a 40% chance of closing. What's that about?
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was because I changed the activity type, and that now made me part of the activity. So the nice thing on anything like this, everything is recorded, whether I do it as a manager, whether the rep does it, whether an assistant goes in and updates copy. Everything in the system right now is recorded, and so are all the activities.
Where do we stand with the antenna, Chris, for the HD for K-hits?
On the ground, getting ready to be pulled up. Just have to send some cash the right way. 2 grounds crew, 2 tower crew, 2 people.
Okay.
KZUL new transmitter is in. Got your name on it.
Nice. I noticed the Fugs LLC is in.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. And where do we stand with the Metro station for the hip hop station?
I believe I will have that on at exactly the same time I have KVAL up.
Great. Good. Good. All right. Well, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it. Good meeting. What a great week. And I like I like being able to show people what we're able to do and how we're able to control our assets. We consider our customers' assets, and it's good to know that things are not falling through the cracks. And as you can see from the system, it prevents that from happening. They try, but this system looks down pretty accurately and points out areas that we should be looking at rather than have to go through every single client, every single account. It points out the red flag areas, so it allows us to manage more efficiently.
Agreed.
So everybody have a great day today.
Absolutely. Let's turn and burn.
Say hi to Senator McCain.
Thank you.